Hey guys, your law marketing mentor Scott DeSalvo here, and I am on my way into the office, so I thought I'd shoot you a video, and I'm going to be very blunt, okay? When you look at any field of endeavor, usually the analogy I use is a sports analogy, right? If you ever read Michael Jordan, the famous basketball player's analogy, or his autobiography, he does mention several coaches in his life that were huge in getting him where he ended up, right? Now, here's what Michael Jordan added, right? Athleticism, being tall enough, being quick enough, but mainly having the heart to seek out coaches that would get him where he needed to go, and then putting in the work and following the coach's advice, right? And when you look in the world of sports, or you look in the world of trials and all that stuff, for lawyers, or you look in any field of endeavor, in almost every field of endeavor, the people who get the most success the quickest are the ones who don't try to go it alone. Now, this is maybe nothing new to you, but it certainly was to me. I was very much a do-it-myself kind of guy. I guess I always have been, but that did not serve me well on the road to getting success as an attorney. In fact, it held me back, right? So as a young attorney, I thought I had to learn to be a great trial lawyer all by myself. And either you have it or you don't. You either have the magic or you don't have the magic, right? Or either you're a great natural marketer and people automatically love you and buy from you, or you're not automatically an amazing marketer. And I'm going to tell you something, that is magic thinking, and it is holding you back. It is a bad belief that you need to get rid of. Now, I discovered little by little that there are systems and approaches to being a trial lawyer and also to running a law office. There are systems, and there are people who can help you along your path to being a really good trial lawyer, right? So it's not that you have to have magic powers. No, there are certain people who are more physically attractive or more naturally accommodating or charming or magnetic. I'm not saying that that isn't true. It certainly is true. But what I'm saying is, no matter where you start, you can really become a great trial lawyer by learning what other people do, modeling what other people do. Now, I made the mistake early in my career of modeling some people who seemed confident but didn't really know what they were doing. But eventually, I found the right people to model, and I ended up, as a graduate of the Trial Lawyers College, Jerry Spence's Trial Lawyers College, as well as a graduate of Don Keenan, initially the David Ball and Don Keenan Reptile system, but then later the Don Keenan Edge system. And I've also been a voracious student of the lessons that you find at trialguides.com. Like, I have a giant library, as well as, God, probably more than 100 videos, audios, and seminars on how to work up a case, how to evaluate a case, how to try a case, how to pick a jury, how to direct a direct examination, how to do all that stuff, right? And that's because I got over the belief that whether I was going to be a good trial lawyer was a magic ability to be a good trial lawyer. And I'm here to tell you it is the exact same thing for legal marketing. In fact, I've consulted with people who, in the course of the consultation, they say, "Oh, well, you're just naturally good at this stuff. You're just good at it. Like, you're just naturally good at it. I'm just no good at it." And I hate to hear, when somebody says that to me, it means that they've bought into the idea that being a trial lawyer is magic, and knowing how to market a legal law firm or your legal services is magic. And I'm here to tell you, neither of those things are magic. But you have to work, there's a million ways to skin a cat, right? You can spend 20 years struggling like I did, or 15 years, really 15, 16, closing in on 17 years that I've really focused on marketing and putting systems in place that help me run my law firm on autopilot, right? You can do that if you want to. It's going to cost you more than $200,000, probably closer to $500,000, and 10 or 15 years of your life for you to get where I'm at. But I don't recommend that. And I also don't recommend working with people who aren't lawyers, who are kind of testing out what they think ought to work using your ad spend, right? What I recommend that you do is you build a relationship with somebody who can mentor you and coach you towards where you want to be. And maybe you've worked with, within a marketing organization for lawyers before, or you've worked with people before. Let me tell you how working with me is different. It's not all a bunch of general garbage, and it's not all recycled stuff that somebody else wrote 20 years ago or 30 years ago. My stuff is, look, the foundations of marketing are similar, but things work for lawyers that don't work in other areas. And because of legal ethics, there's certain things that people who market for lawyers tell lawyers to do that aren't ethical, that we aren't allowed to do. So my point is, everything that I teach, I've actually tested myself, and I know for a fact it works. And in fact, I have, very definite ideas, depending on where you are in your career, what you should start with and what's going to help you right away. So, working with me isn't me handing you a box of manuals and CDs and DVDs for you to watch, right? I'm not going to hand you 100 hours of audio to listen to that's just somebody interviewing me so that the conversation is meandering and it doesn't get to the point. Everything I do is focused on efficiency, not just efficiency for me in delivering you the information, but your efficiency, respect for your time. So you're never going to listen to a 6-hour lecture from me if I could do it in 40 minutes. That I promise you. Part of being successful in legal marketing is automation and respect for your own time and keeping your sanity, right? So my point is, the best way to skip the learning phase, the waste of money, the waste of time, is to work with somebody who's been there, who's been where you want to be and did it the hard way, right? And I am a maniac about efficiency and not wasting people's time. And I am a maniac about making sure things work efficiently as possible. And not because I love you so much. I did it that way because I love me so much and I love you enough to share it with you. Does that make sense? Like, I'll be honest with you, if I didn't develop these systems for myself, there's no way I would sit down and write them for you. I told you it was going to be harsh truth, but that's the way it is. But I do love and respect and want to help other lawyers enough to share this stuff with you, even though I don't have to. So, if you'd like to get started, I'd be happy to help you. I'm doing this because I'm very frustrated with the state of help that lawyers get. It's like lawyers are fresh chum that have been scraped into the Gulf of Mexico on a sunny, warm day, and all the sharks are circling the lawyers floating in the water because you're easy prey. They smell blood in the water. Oh, a lawyer needs help marketing. And their eyes glaze over and they see dollar signs. Well, not unless you can really help. And most of them can't, sorry to say. Or most of them deliver substandard advice, substandard products, substandard techniques, and they take your money and they deliver very little to you. And that's not the way I operate. I don't do that with my law clients, and I'm certainly not going to do that. I certainly don't do that with people who work with me um, as a marketer. So anyway, if you need help, please reach out. You can find me on lawclientsrightnow.com. That's lawclientsrightnow.com. And I look forward to hearing from you and seeing what I can do for you. No matter what your situation is, we can improve it pretty darn quickly because it's not, you're not going to reinvent the wheel. So things for you to think about. I hope things are good for you. If I can help you, reach out. Otherwise, have a great day, and thanks for watching.